Hello, I am Mr. P.J. Patil, lecturer in Sharad Institute of Technology. Today I am going to discuss about physical properties of the metals. This is from the syllabus of Mechanical Engineering Material from MSBT, having subject code 22343. So let us understand what is structure of the metals. Earlier you have studied the basics of metal, that is lattice structure, structure of the atoms, molecules. Okay, so from that, this is the model how it looks for a pure metal. Okay, metals are generally solids. This is a solid form, so in which simplified diagram of metal is shown here, in which atoms are packed close together. These are the atoms which are closely packed together, and in this, when we consider a pure metal, all the atoms are of same size. If it is an alloying element, then atoms of alloying element will be added between these portions, okay, which is again having types, that is substitutional type, interstitial type. Okay, so this is a how it looks, the structure of the pure metal. Then physical property. What is a physical property? Physical property is a characteristic of matter that can be observed and measured without changing the chemical identity of the sample. Okay, if you consider ice and water, okay, component is same, but there is a change in the state, that is liquid and solid. Okay, but there is no chemical change, so this is a physical property. The measurement of physical property can change the arrangement of matter, but will not change the structure. In other words, a physical property might involve a physical change but not a chemical change. So in this physical property, there is a change in the state but not the chemical composition. Okay, this is the structure of ice and this is the structure of water. Both are similar, so there is no chemical change, there is only a physical change. So what are the physical properties? These properties we will discuss one by one. First one is density, second one is specific heat, third thermal expansion, fourth thermal conductivity, fifth color, sixth dimensions, seventh porosity, 8 melting point, 9 boiling point. So let us understand first what is density. Density is nothing but material, or we can say mass per unit volume of material. Okay, so density is volumetric mass density. We can say there is a mass of substance which is present in per unit volume. Okay, if you consider a cube of 1 meter length, breadth and height, okay, in that cube how much amount of the material can be filled is called as its density. So denoted by the symbol rho. Rho is equal to m upon v, where m is the mass and v is the volume. Okay, so density is the mass per unit volume. This is the example of the density. If you consider gas which is having less density, greater than that liquid, and mostly highest density comes in solids, as atoms are closely packed together in solids. So this is the example of some components: hydrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide. So for liquid, water, mercury, alcohol, and for solid, aluminum, steel, and uranium. Uranium is having highest density. Next is specific heat. The specific heat is the amount of heat per unit mass required to raise the temperature by 1 degree centigrade. Okay, so if you want to raise a temperature of any material, consider a block of cast iron, and if you are going to heat it, okay, so from room temperature, if you consider the room temperature as 26 degrees Celsius, and from that if you want to increase the temperature of that cast iron block to 27 degrees Celsius, then amount of heat required to heat the block to raise the temperature from 26 to 27 is specific heat of that cast iron. Okay, the relationship between heat and temperature change is usually expressed in the form as shown here, that is Q is equal to Cm delta T, where C is the specific heat, Q is the heat which is added, M is the mass, and delta T is the change in the temperature. So by this equation we can calculate the amount of heat added to raise the temperature from T1 to T2, that is delta T. The relationship does not apply if a phase change is encountered, because the heat added or removed during a phase change does not change the temperature. Okay, so if you consider boiling point, okay, boiling point of the, as an example consider water. If you raise the temperature or if you add the heat to the water when the water is boiling, okay, during this phase what happens, while increasing the heat the water gets evaporated, okay, means the phase is changing. So during the phase change the temperature does not increase, the water get converted to vapor, so temperature will be constant at the boiling point of the water. So during phase change amount of heat added will not be considered for this equation. Metals have less specific heat compared to plastic and wood. That means if you want to raise the temperature of metal, it is bit easier as compared to plastic and wood. Next physical property is thermal expansion. Thermal expansion is the tendency of matter to change its shape, area, volume in response to change in the temperature. Okay, if you heat a substance, okay, what happens, the kinetic energy of the molecules increases, thus the molecules begin to vibrate continuously or moving with a more and unusual maintain average speed. Okay, so that leads to separation, and that vibration creates a space between the molecules, okay, due to which the material will, what happens, expand. Okay, so material which contract with increasing temperature are unusual. Most of the time what happens, if we heat, if you provide a thermal energy to any material, it will elongate or it will expand. This effect is limited in size and only occurs within limited temperature range. Okay, if you are heating a material, okay, it will not keep expanding. Up to a certain temperature it will expand and then it will remain in size and shape as a constant. Assuming negligible effect of pressure, we may write alpha L is equal to 1 upon L into dl by dt, where L is the particular length measurement and dl by dt is the rate of change of that linear dimension per unit change in temperature. Okay, so alpha L, that is coefficient of thermal expansion, is equal to 1 upon L. So what is L? L is the length of measurement. Okay, if you consider a rod of length L, for which dl is the change in length, means after providing the heat the length increased by dl, means final length will be L plus dl. So dl by dt is the rate of change of linear dimension per unit change in the temperature, means amount of temperature you are going to increase, proportionally length will change. The change in the linear dimension can be estimated to be delta L upon L is equal to alpha L into delta T. So next is thermal conductivity. In thermal conductivity, the thermal conductivity of material is a measure of its ability to conduct heat, means ability of material to carry the heat from one station to another station. It is commonly denoted by K. Conduction of heat occurs at different rate in different materials. Okay, if you consider a wood or rubber and a metal, in metals heat rapidly flows from one station to another station, but in case of rubber and wood the heat does not flow gradually. Next physical property is a color. The quality of light reflected from the metal describes the color of metal. So the color we are observing that for different metals, it depends on the wavelength of that light which is reflecting from the metal surface. Okay, if you consider a steel which is casted in the casting process, so for that steel, before machining and after machining there is a change in the color. That means you may observe the lustrous effect which is generated after machining. Lights reflected from the metals have different wavelength. Okay, the light get reflected from the metal surface is having different wavelength, so different wavelength is having different colors. Okay, and because of which we can observe the different colors for the different metals. Dimensions. Dimensions of any metal reflect the shape and size of the material. Length, width, height, depth, curvature, diameter, etc. determines the size, shape of that material. Shape specifications specifies the regular, circular, spherical, cuboidal or any other section. Okay. So next is porosity. A material is called as porous or permeable if it has pores within it. Okay, if you consider this metal, these blank portions are pores. Okay, it refers to the amount of empty space within a given material. So this is the empty space which can consider as a pores. Porosity, if you consider an example of a rock in which Vp is the pore volume and Vb is the bulk volume, means amount of pure molecules present in the rock, that is bulk volume of rock, and amount of blank space, that is pore volume. So porosity is equal to pore volume divided by bulk volume into 100, which will be expressed in percentage. So porosity describes amount of free space present in a material. Next physical property is melting point. The temperature at which solid changes its state to liquid at atmospheric pressure is called as a melting point of that substance. Okay, so solids that converts to liquid at a temperature, the temperature is considered as a melting point. This is the point at which both liquid and solid phase exist at equilibrium. The melting point of the substance also varies with pressure and is specified at a standard pressure. Here always remember the melting point is measured at atmospheric pressure, because if you change the pressure, the melting point changes. Next is boiling point. The boiling point is the temperature at which material changes from liquid to gases. That means it starts boiling and evaporates. The boiling point of substance is dependent on the pressure of its surrounding. Obviously, as in case of melting point, here also the boiling point depends on surrounding pressure. Once liquid starts boiling, temperature remains constant until the liquid gets converted into gases. As earlier I have explained the example of water. Above 100 degrees Celsius, the water will not increase its temperature, it will start evaporating.